just can't stop now. No, trying to find a way out. Hey, feels like they won't let me move, let me breathe, let me leave, just like a maze, like a maze.
Yo, PolyRob, what up?
Welcome. What's going on, man? That's your counselor, PolyRob. Welcome to another episode of the PolyRob podcast, man. Once again, like I said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and for rocking with me. I really appreciate all the love. I've been getting some amazing comments on behalf of the podcast, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher Radio, on Spotify. We're on Spotify now, and also on Google Play. So make sure y'all subscribe, and leave me comments, leave me more likes, man. It gives me motivation to continue to do this the right way for y'all. So I appreciate that. Thank you. We got an exciting, short but exciting episode today because it is Thanksgiving week. It's Thanksgiving week, y'all, and I hope y'all are giving a whole bunch of thanks to a lot of things that's happening in your lives in a good way, in a very good way. But we're going to talk about a little bit about, Thanksgiving and, giving and receiving and just so much stuff that has to do along with the aura of what Thanksgiving is about. So my topic for today is my Thanksgiving confession. My Thanksgiving confession. Now, I got to be honest, y'all. Some of the stuff that you're going to hear today are things that I haven't really explained to anybody per se. I haven't really had a conversation with too many people about this. But just over the course of the years, I've been finding myself trying to find ways to get out of it. And also, I feel like there's other people in the world that feel this way like I do. So I want to spread it. I want to share it, and hopefully I can, build from this, and hopefully somebody that's listening can build from this as well. So my Thanksgiving confession. Let's get into it. First thing is, I come from a family where my mom and my dad has been a focal point in my life. Fortunately, I was able to have my mom and my dad in my life, which is a great thing. Along with my brother, my sister, we come from one of those ideal full families. You got the mom, you got the dad, you got the brother, you got the sister, and, I'm there in the middle. So although I'm very thrilled and happy about that, there were some elements, a part of that over the course of time that I felt like we kind of lost a little bit. And I'll explain during the course of this episode. But, for the holidays, it's a great thing, for anybody who's had more than one sibling, a part of their immediate family. It's a beautiful thing when, you can, converse with your brother or talk to your sister and can confide, ideas and get teachings from your mom and your dad. It's a beautiful thing. And some of the first instances of how you figure out how to celebrate the holidays are from, your mom and your dad. And then it ventures off into your grandparents, and then it ventures off into your aunties and uncles, and then it ventures off into other friends that have established families as well. And that's how you learn how to celebrate the holidays. For me and my family on both sides, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family, both Belizean. I am Belizean, so shout out to all the Belizeans. Have a very close-knit bond with each other in terms of, interacting, not just for the holidays, but just in general, calling each other, checking up on each other, being cool, pulling up on each other, talking, sleepovers, like we did it all. We did it all, which is a great thing, which leads me to my Thanksgiving confession. Over the course of a couple of years, like all families, everybody goes through something. We all go through something. Either we get a new job somewhere and we move, or, something happens in the family where, people get divorced and then they move on. Families, kids grow up, they do other things, they move on. New families are starting within that family. There's so much things that are going on. So it's safe to say, because it happens to everybody, that over the course of the years, there have been so many different things happening to where our families don't bond and mesh as much as they used to, which is nature, you know what I mean? But the other half of it is it's a very, very big task to try to keep everything close-knit. Case in point, people in the South were like, the grandmother is the soul of everything. And, for our families, our grandparents were the soul of, coming together as well. And, losing, my grandparents, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother on both sides of the family was a big blow. And just so many things happening, me having kids, interacting with, their mom and their family, and just, it's always a lot. So, my Thanksgiving confession is, I don't do well during the holidays. I don't do too well during the holidays. Let me explain what that means. Before, it used to be, when you're young, it's always, holidays is coming up, Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up. But let's talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up. We watching our aunties, our uncles, uncles prepare the rooms, aunties, moms, grandmothers cooking the food, going in, doing what they do. Cousins, we playing with them, we having a good time at a young age. As we get older, we get into more of the concept of, now we're cooking the food, now we're interacting, we're becoming the mothers, we're becoming the aunties, the dads, the uncles, you know what I mean? And, in my case, my immediate family, because, we're all grown, my brother's grown, of course, me, my sister, I'm the youngest. We started to move in different sections. My sister, moved out of the state. My brother, he's on his path to doing, great things with school. You know what I mean? My dad and my mom are retired, so they always back and forth, from Belize and LA, which is a great thing. But as a result, holiday-wise, as a result to that, we don't get a chance to see each other constantly during the holidays. And for me, this is my immediate family I'm talking about. So for me, like, I would have to, for the holidays, go to like a friend's house, or go to like my son's mother's house, which they have a blast. They always have a blast. But for me inside, it's not the same. It's not the same. For me inside, it's not the same. It's not the same as your immediate family having that Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? And, for me, it just always, over the course of the years, I would, pull up to somebody's house, relative, or, my son's mother's side of the family. I would pull up and say, hi, how you doing? Drop off a bottle, drop off some food. I'll make some shrimp and crab macaroni and cheese, because I know, people don't have that. They just got regular macaroni and cheese. I'll pull up and, drop it off and chill for a minute. Of course, chill with my babies, do my thing. And then after like a certain time, like just before it's starting to get dark, I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm out of here. Gone. and I head right back to the studio. I'm right back to the studio. And, you know, on the outside looking in, it's like, it's the holiday. Like, what are you doing in the studio during the holidays? And it's because, you know, my Thanksgiving confession is I don't do well during the holidays. And keep in mind, like y'all, like people, for people that know me, y'all know that I'm an upbeat, lively, love everybody, do my thing. You know, I'm having a good time. I always show up and show out. And I show ultimate love no matter what. But still, the fact of my immediate family being so spread apart, going to other people's house for the holidays, it's just not the same for me. The alternative to that is, of course, having holidays with my babies, with my kids. So that's always a thing. But at the same time, I don't want them to miss out on the opportunity to have a good holiday with their other side of the family. You know what I mean? Even though my side of the family is kind of broken up and scattered out, you know, their mother's side of the family is more close-knit. They all in the city. They doing their thing. So I don't want them to miss out. So for me to, you know, say like, oh, okay, fellas, come with me. Let's go have holidays here. And then the next holiday, go have it at your mom. I would be doing them a disservice of them seeing how family functions really are supposed to happen during the holidays. So I don't do that. So I pull up on them and we converse, we have a good time, we do our thing, we have, Thanksgiving dinner, we do everything. But then, like I said, later on during the day, like when it's, everybody's chilling, they all full or whatnot, just me, I get that feeling where it's just like, yo, even though I love y'all and, I fuck with y'all and it's cool, like, it's not my immediate family. It's not us, you know what I mean? So I'd be like, yo, I'm out of here. And, and I know I get, I might get dirty looks or like, what's wrong? Like, what's up? And it's nothing against nobody. It's just, I don't do well during the holidays as a result of, just my family being so, spread out or whatnot. And it's definitely something to overcome because, it's coming to that time when my kids are getting older and they're going to be more involved in the festivities more so than just being there, getting gifts and, laughing and joking. They're going to be into cooking and into doing a lot of things. My kids are very active, and then another aspect, and I know, a lot of people, they deal with this sometimes and I do want to speak on this. It doesn't happen to me per se, but I do want to talk about if it does happen. Another thing about my Thanksgiving confession is I can't be fake with either relatives or friends or anybody for that matter. If we had a problem the whole year, we got a problem on the holidays. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. But that's just me. I can't turn the other cheek during the holidays. Nope, not doing it. If we got a problem in June, we got a problem in May, we got a problem in July, we got a problem on Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. I gotta keep it 100. Let me explain to you why. When I love for real. Love for real. So, in light of that, I would be doing the person that I have a problem with a disservice of making you believe that it's all good when it's not. Now, if I love you, it's my duty to tell you when a problem arises, because I know me. I know at a certain point in time, I'm going to let something get to me. I'm going to let it build. I'm going to let it get all the way in this full bag of anger and frustration. And I'm going to let it all out at the smallest freaking thing, because it's been building up for so long. And as a bad result to that, I end up hurting people the worst way. Verbally, physically, spiritually, whatever. It hurts. Because I done let myself bottle something in so much, being fake during the holidays. Hey, what's going on? Giving you a fake hug. Giving you, don't worry about it, it's cool. Doing all the fake stuff that people do during the holidays because they don't want to accept Granny. They don't want to upset Granny. They don't want to get auntie or mom's mad, so they just gonna sweep it under the rug during the holidays. I respect when people do that. I'm not doing it though. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna say it again. I can't be fake with my relatives nor friends. If we got a problem in October, we got a problem on Thanksgiving. We got a problem on April Fool's Day. We got a problem on Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. And it's vice versa for anybody that got a problem with me. If you got a problem with me, hey man, don't pass me the cranberry sauce. I'll go get it myself. If you got a problem with me, don't give me a cup of Jack Daniels, because I'm going to think you poisoned it. Straight up and down. And for me, I know that that's a bad thing, and it's a bad thing. Let's just keep it 100. That is a bad thing. It's not about holding on to grudges. It's about addressing the problem and fixing the problem before we get into a situation where we can be cool and at ease. Because let me tell you something. Enemies sweep shit under the rug when they see you. Let's just be honest. That's what enemies do. People that want to stab you in the back, that's what they do. That's their game plan. That's their whole playbook of how they get to stab you in the back. When they see you, they sweep it under the rug. And then when they're not around you, they do foul shit. That's what snakes do. I'm not going to allow myself to act in that manner. And I'm not going to allow somebody that I love, that's my relative or my friend, to even get the opportunity to even act in that manner. I'm not letting you do it. It's not about me. It's about us. I'm not letting you do it. I'm not finna let you get off the concept that you can talk shit and call me all types of names and we do whatever, we fight, we don't resolve shit, and then when the holidays come, you can sit next to me and pass me gravy. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Think about that for a minute. And like I said, this is not to hurt anybody. This is not to call nobody out. Because at this point, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I don't have nobody that I'm mad at. I don't have nobody that I want to speak ill about. I don't have nobody that got a problem with me. No fights that I want to partake in. I don't have none of that. That's why I feel so comfortable with being so open about this topic now. Is because over the course of everything that I've done, I found myself in a position where I'm still happy for my own right living life and doing the holiday things, but I know this one small thing is bothering me. And I'm all about self-improvement first, because you can't change everybody, but you can change how you deal with everybody. You can change how you perceive things. And I'm about self-improving myself first, even if someone else doesn't see me how I see me. I see me first. My Thanksgiving confession. I don't do well during the holidays. I can't be fake with my relatives. I can't. And I love Thanksgiving. Beside the eating, besides seeing your family, let's just talk about the giving thanks aspect. Let's talk about that. Because, when we say grace, we say what we're thankful for. But I want everybody that's listening to this podcast, I want y'all to do one thing. Tomorrow on Thanksgiving, or if you're listening to it on Thanksgiving, it's Thanksgiving, I want you to really say something when you pray over your food with your family. I want you to really dig deep, and I want you to say something or give thanks to something that people do not expect, that they don't expect. We always hear of course, thankful for God always, thankful for my family always, thankful for being on this earth, thankful for good health. We hear it all the time. Say some outlandish whatever, something that you really, really thankful for that's different from everything else. Because if you're 18 years old, you had 18 Thanksgivings. If you're 62 years old, you had 62 Thanksgivings. Don't say the same thing every time, man. Say something different. Because every year was different. You know it. You know it in your heart. Every year was different in some way, shape, or form. So say something different. You know what I mean? Name a person that came into your life and changed it for that year, for that moment. Do that. Everybody ain't got to know who they are. Just say their name. Just say it. You know what I mean? Do something different than what you usually do on your Thanksgiving prayer. For me, my Thanksgiving confession, like we said, is I don't do well during the holidays. And sometimes it sucks because, sometimes during Thanksgiving, I'll be at the studio at like 5, 6 o'clock, or I'll be at home 5, 6 o'clock. People are like, yo, what's good? Like, what you doing? I'm like, man, I'm here. I'm just back to work, or I'm chilling. I'm in my own bag. And it's not that I'm being sad or nothing like that. It's just, I'd rather be with my immediate family. And they know that, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it before. Everybody's not hip to just flying out all the time, but I know that one element will come together when it's right. Definitely, I'm definitely sure about that. The couple of people that I talked to about the situation, they told me a couple of things that can help me, through this whole thing. One of them said, and let's just go through it. One of them was talking about, me being more open with all my relatives. Me being more open with all my relatives because, it's coming from me feeling some type of way about it. It's coming from one day. But it's only coming from one day because I don't get a chance to see and talk to everybody all the time, like how other families do. So his thoughts was, man, Rob, you need to be more open with all your relatives when you see them or when you talk to them. Like, call them on the phone. Hey, what's going on? What's up? You know what I mean? That's what these phone calls are for. That's what checking up on your family is for during the years. It's to be able to keep in touch with them, so when holiday times do come around and you can't see them or you can't chill with them, it still feels like you're a part of them in some right. And he was right. Man, I get caught up so much in my, career bag. I'm doing my career. I'm taking care of my babies, my kids. And I get so caught up in work and a whole bunch of stuff. I don't get a chance to just sit back and, FaceTime my cousins and, call my nieces and nephews or I can Snapchat them and check up on them. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I'm working towards doing a lot more because, it's important. And even this podcast, me being on this podcast talking about this, is another way to be more open with being in tune with the holidays and being in tune with family. Like, it's an important thing. And I definitely want to give a shout out to all the families who find ways to stick together and be in a good communicative state, through all this bullshit. Through all of this bullshit. Man, it's a lot of crazy shit going on. And people still find a way to keep things tight and keep things together. I love that. I love that. Being more open. Not only are these, lessons for me, this is also lessons for anybody that's listening to this podcast that goes through this same type of thing. Be more open. Another thing. And this is something that I already knew, but it just took for one of my colleagues to say this just to bring it to full circle. And I love her for it. Shout out to Ayana. She was like, spread love no matter how you feel about each other. Spread love anyway. If that's what you do, spread love anyway. And I thought about it. I was like, man, well, that goes against my whole, I don't want to be fake. But she explained it like, it's not being fake. You already know it's a problem there. They know it's a problem there. But at the end of the day, it's about imposing your idea of how to live life on somebody else, because y'all might have a problem because of what they got going on with themselves. They might think about you differently, and then whatever the problem arises. No matter what problems exist in the world, you still got to impose how you do things on everybody else. So spread love no matter no matter how you feel about them. Spread love. Because at the end of the day, spreading that love is going to override all the bullshit that y'all done went through. And when she said that, it hit me. Because isn't that what forgiveness is? Isn't that what giving thanks is about? It's about giving thanks to still be on this earth, minus all the bullshit that goes on in the world. A lot of people give thanks, but a lot of people don't spread love because of whatever you're giving thanks about. And that was the element that caught my brain when she said that. She was like, spread love no matter how you feel about each other. Don't matter. It don't matter. Because you still got to live. You still got to bring your element and your energy to everything. It really hit me. And I appreciate her for that. One more thing I want to talk about before I get out of here. my Thanksgiving confession. It's something that has been going on for a while, and I'm finding ways to shake it and get out of it. It's a long process, but I think I'll be okay. But one of the last things that somebody told me, and it wasn't even about the Thanksgiving, I just applied it to this confession. There was like, sometimes you just got to do something just for you. Just for you. It's not for nobody else. It's not for, the kids. It's not for the parents. It's not for the friends. It's not for money. It's just for you. Just for you. And I applied that to this Thanksgiving thing because we all say we celebrate Thanksgiving because we want to be with family, because of the family. We want to celebrate Thanksgiving because we want to eat food. We want to celebrate, Thanksgiving because, the kids got to know what Thanksgiving is about. But how about celebrating Thanksgiving and giving thanks just because it's for you? It's what you do. Not for nobody else. Don't make the macaroni and cheese because they want you to make it. Make it because it's for you. Because a part of you makes macaroni and cheese. A part of you makes yams. A part of you sets the table. A part of you sings and dances. A part of you plays with nieces and nephews. A part of you holds the baby while everybody else cooking. A part of you does it because it's for you. It makes you feel good. That's what I'm talking about. Do it because it makes you feel good. That's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving because it makes me feel good. And I know it may sound cliche, and I know people will be like, well, duh. But no, not duh. Because even when you're cooking all the food and you're getting tired of cooking all the food, you will say, oh, well, I'm cooking all the food because nobody else will cook all the food. No, fuck that. Don't do that no more. Cook the food because it makes you feel good to cook the food. Set the table because it feels good to set the table. Invite your family and friends over because it feels good. Me, I'm going to buy the biggest, most obnoxious bottle of Crown Royal and give it to my son's mother's mom because that makes me feel good, knowing that she got the biggest bottle of Crown Royal, even though she might have 4 bottles back there. So, makes me feel good. I'm going to go to Thanksgiving. I'm going to dress up, put on something presentable, and not have sweats on this time. I'm not going to have sweats on this time. I'm going to clean my face up. I'm going to take care of my hair, hopefully. I'm going to put a smile on my face. I'm going to go and I'm going to celebrate with my babies and my family on that side. I'm going to call all my immediate family and tell them how much I love them. I'm going to call all my cousins. I'm going to spend hours calling all of my relatives, even if I haven't talked to them in a long time. And I'm going to tell them happy Thanksgiving and have some of the best conversation that I probably done had in years. I'm going to pray. I'm I'm going to give thanks to everything I possibly can. Even if I don't say it out loud, I'll say it in my mind. I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving with as many family and friends as possible. I'm going to show my love. I'm going to show the energy that I want my kids and everybody else to have. I'm going to do it because I love it. I'm going to do it because it's the right thing to do. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.